Hello, friend. Regardless of your role, level, or the industry, at some point in your career, you most likely to need to know how to give constructive feedback in the workplace. While this is especially true if you manage others, you might also be called upon to give feedback to the peers or the team members while working on project with multiple contributors to ensure that the group's output is ultimately successful. However, giving constructive criticism can be easier said than done. It is something that people find is very challenging and can be a tricky one to do well. So, welcome to my YouTube channel Masterclass with Tapas. This is the place for new age management skills and lifestyle tips for budding managers like you all. Let me share some of the tips or the constructive feedback in a productive, respectfully way. Establishment, and then if you're working with some regularly and know you will some point in need to give feedback to them, whether as a part of your job duties as a manager or a supervisor, or simply due to the nature of your work, like together as the members of the colleague, it is important to establish an open, trusting relationship with them. Having a baseline of trust will help to set the tone of your future conversation and will both help you to deliver your feedback and help them to accept it and put your suggestion to the use. It is very difficult to accept feedback or criticism from someone you don't trust. You have the best interest at your heart. You want to receive to know the first and the foremost. You recognize their abilities, believe in their potential, and appreciate their work. This means they will be more likely to view your feedback as constructive and further for open communication of channel to make this kind of exchange even more easier and productive in future. Balance the negative and the positive while giving constructive criticism. It is important to make sure you're presenting a balanced perspective. Whether your feedback is ultimately positive or negative, this is more obvious when it's come to a negative feedback. While you shouldn't have to feel like you paint a picture that's different from the reality of the situation, especially if you have to a major concern about the work or the behavior being discussed. It is helpful to be able to point out some positive in that person's attitude or output. For example, if a specific project does not meet your expectation, you could frame the conversation by saying how you have been impressed with the individual works in the past, which is why you know that deliverable could be improved again. You want to be truthful. Don't mislead someone into thinking their performance is better than actually is, but giving someone a few positives to help to motivate them can go a long way. When it comes to positive constructive criticism, you want to make sure that you give the person you are addressing some things to think about or work to help them to feel they still have a room to grow or surpass expectation. If a piece of work is simply excellent, simply providing a new suggestion such as have you thought about adding information about, or perhaps this is the point you could expand to include in some of the detail that emerged in last week meeting, or even giving details on ways the project could be built upon in future can go a very long way and can be very helpful too. You should also tell them what is that about the work that was so good. Be specific. High performing individuals tend to like to have goals to strive for, so simply telling someone is great without giving them something new to work towards or what elements they can focus on replicating them in the future can be very frustration from them. Observe, don't interpret, don't assign meaning or intent to someone else's action until you have got a chance to hear what they have to say. Present issues as things you are observing and giving them an opportunity to explain their perspective. Be specific. One of the best way to give constructive feedback is to focus on specific only. Telling someone that their work needs improvement but not giving details on what exactly is lacking or how it might be fixed isn't helpful to anyone. The individuals won't know what you are looking for, so they will be frustrated and you most likely will not get the result you hope for. Again, bringing in both positive and negatives can be key here. For example, telling someone that the structure of their presentation is strong but is missing a key information about a specific project or a topic is a good way to help someone feel good about they have done so far, and giving them a specific instruction that they need to bring up to the par. This goes a positive feedback too. Instead of just saying great job or nice work, give a meaningful compliment that shows that you really took the time to observe their work and that you truly appreciate their contribution. Then talk face to face wherever possible, because nowadays we are again back to the offices, so it is possible that we should have a face to face interaction or meeting rather than via email, instant messenger, or phone, or through Teams. All these technological wise useful in other situations are much more open to misinterpretation, because they can eliminate important texts of such a vocal tone, body language, emotional inflections such as humor, concern. It is easy to read negativity to a statement that has been made to be neutral, or to dismiss the importance of an issue that has serious consequences. So when you are not talking in person, face to face conversation also are more dynamic, as they present both the parties at the same level and the questions and dig deeper issues of the hand. Don't make it personal while giving constructive criticism. It's important to remember to distinguish a person from their action. Focus on the issues in hand, whether it is a pattern or the performance on a specific project, without giving them broader claims about who they are. For example, telling someone that you notice some error in a recent report, or should they take time to review the work before they present to their manager. It feels like a potential attack, and individual will be more likely to be shut down and lose trust in you. Then listen to what you have to say to improve their performance. Provide feedback consistently. Obviously, frequency will vary depending upon how much interaction you have with the individual you are giving constructive criticism to, but making feedback that a regular part of your conversation and meeting will go in a long way. That means you will um, be both on the same page in terms of expectation and the performance, and when something more significant comes up performance wise, you will be better prepared to deliver the necessary feedback, and they will be better planned to receive it. Also be timely. Don't let days and weeks pass before you give someone feedback for their work, especially when it's come to a specific project. You want to work to be fresh in both their minds and yours, and that the conversation will be much more relevant and actionable, and any context such as challenges that came up during the work, what did the process look like, and ideas that emerge for a future project will be still in the top of the mind. So if you all like my thought, give my channel a huge thumbs up, subscribe to it, and share it with your friends and colleagues, and also visit my channel on YouTube, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Till I meet next, bye for now. Thank you and take care.